Assalamu alaikum and welcome to accidentalmuslims.com. Today we've got an amazing guest here, Leeyah, and I'm really excited to get straight into this interview. Leeyah, when I was your age, I was playing Pokemon, and my highest aspiration was to evolve my Pokemon. But you are working to save the world, and you've started a foundation, a tree foundation, South Africa. Can you tell us about this foundation?
So what we do is that some people donate money to us, and we use that money to buy seeds and go to places where there's not so many trees, and we go plant there.
What gave you the inspiration to decide to do this?
Well, the Amazon forest was burning, and it was one of my favorite forests, so I got really upset, so I wanted to do something.
Okay. Now, often as people, we want to do something, and time will pass, and we'll see an event happen. And like you mentioned, the Amazon forest is burning, and it's like, oh, I really want to do something, but then we'll just get stuck in life, and we'll go continue with school and work, and we don't really do something. Where did you get the motivation to actually say, no, I'm going to do something, I'm going to make something happen, and follow through with it?
Well, it's just so sad that there's so many animals dying, and half of the forest was just gone. So I just said, no, this is enough. We have to do something.
Do you feel that you can really make a difference?
Well, I was hoping I could make a difference and encourage others.
I love that. And okay, you mentioned that the foundation plants trees. So you basically raise money and you go to areas where there aren't trees and plant trees. So can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on how exactly you go through your process, and if somebody wants to get involved with your foundation, how can they do so?
Well, they can plant a tree, and if they like, they can come there if they have some spare time, and they can plant with.
So you have volunteers that you work with?
No, not yet. But my sister did come for one of them.
Okay.
And also in Polokwane, I think you had some people, some kids come out and join you, hey?
Yes. My cousin, my sister, and a few other people.
Awesome. And you're obviously passionate about the environment. Have you thought about what you'd like to do in the future?
Well, I just hope I can encourage people to do it more, so when I still do it, they will also do it.
It's really amazing what you're doing in terms of planting trees, and in fact it's a prophetic sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged planting trees and actually said that if you plant a tree, even from any animal that eats of that tree, you're going to get reward for that. And it's something that it's charity that's perpetual. So as long as that tree is there, you're going to be earning rewards off it. I just want to ask you, Zaid, as I said in my introduction, when I was 10 years old, I was playing Pokemon. How do you raise somebody that thinks about the future of the earth and the environment in such challenging times that we face?
I think Leah's come with her own little soul. She's got a very, very sensitive soul. She's often felt, and she often still does feel, a lot of pain for everything and anything that she sees around her. It's amazing. I always say that when you have, I think many of the parents would know this as well, regardless of how many children we have in a home, every single one is completely different. And Leeyah is the most sensitive of our little girls. And I think no matter what she's seen, she's always said she wants to do something. And this in particular, she was watching over and over again. And I think because she had just watched a documentary on it and she saw it burning, she said to us, I want to do something. I have to do something. I can't just sit and not do anything. And we said to her, okay, well, what would you like to do? And whatever you want to do, we have to start at home first. And let's see the effect and the impact from there. And she said, how about I plant trees? And we discussed exactly the hadith you mentioned about trees. And we discussed planting fruit trees because whoever eats from there, besides the shade that would come, people would have sustenance from it. Leeyah spent a lot of time, I think she doesn't give herself enough credit. She spent a lot of time Googling the different types of trees, which areas they grow in, what are the best trees for Gauteng, what trees don't need a lot of water, what trees would bear fruit sooner. And we spent time, and she did all the research. She wrote it down. She's got a little file. She keeps it in. And I think the biggest thing for us was just to say to her, we support you. However you want to run this, we'll support you. And a lot of it has really been initiated by her and run by her. I mean, when she planted the trees in Polokwane, I wasn't with because I had to be with my other daughters at another school event. And Leeyah managed perfectly well. It's something that she just loves. She often says to me, I don't need anyone to know my name. I just need to plant trees.
And in terms of parenting, what advice would you have, for parents? I think a lot of parents maybe struggle in a sense to raise their children and to get them to be impactful as you've done with Leeyah. And I think I would maybe add that I know you're very philanthropically involved as well, so perhaps that role modeling sort of come off onto her.
I'm so hesitant to answer that because first I have to say at the outset, I think parenting is hard. If I wish it came with a manual. I think so many of us sit and we just try to do the best by our kids. And I think du'as are what safeguards our children all the time. And we pray that they do right by people around them. I think we've always tried to instill in our girls that a sense of obligation to their community and to the people around them and their environment. But I can't take any credit for this. This is something that she decided on her own, and it was something that she wanted to do. But I think in terms of parenting, I think so many times I've met remarkable children who have really thought about something and said, this is something I want to do and it's really going to make a difference. And so often, because we're so jaded by our own experiences, we go, no, don't worry about it. It's just too difficult to get into. Don't worry about it. We'll do something else. I'll just give out something else here. And we almost squash this innocence to want to impact the world and want to make a difference, and the belief that, you just have to hold on to something and you will make a difference. And I think as parents, we don't realize that we're doing that. We almost think that we are doing our kids a favor by protecting them and keeping them in this bubble. Leeyah knows it's not easy. I mean, she has full weeks at school and she's got to get up early on a Saturday morning. She's got to get into the car. She's got to drive to Polokwane or to Ventersdorp or wherever she is, and she's exhausted. But because she's made a commitment to it, she has to follow it through. And we've said to her, there are days where you'll be tired and there are days where you won't be okay. But because you've decided to do this, we'll give you the support, but you have to follow through on it. So I think in terms of advice to parents, it's just about believing in our kids. There's only so much we can do. And if we want our kids to believe that they have an obligation and that they have to do something, they literally have to start from now. And it only happens if we keep their focus there, because I've met so many children who've said to me, I saw what Leeyah did and I want to do this. And really, it's just a matter of saying, absolutely, let's open those doors. And we really belong to a remarkable community. I think Leeyah had such amazing, overwhelming support from everyone that bowled us over. I think we were not ready for the amount of support that she received. But I think if any child in the community wants to do something, let's support it, let's encourage it, let's push each other to do good, to be better, to lift each other up. Because if we don't do that, then we get children into a phase of boredom, and boredom leads you into a little bit more trouble, and you end up in places or doing things that you really shouldn't be there. So let's try and keep their focus around community-related events.
If someone wants to join Leeyah's work, how can they go about doing so?
Well, Leeyah, how are kids able to join your foundation?
Well, they can come and plant a tree in the park, a madrasa nearby, in their house. In the garden.
We don't want it in their houses. I think we were talking about this, and we've had so many kids say to us that they want to join, and we said that wherever Leeyah plants trees, whoever's running Leeyah's social media accounts will post up that this is the place we're at, and they're welcome to join. But Leeyah said to us, well, there are lots of kids who want to do it and they can't come. So let's tell them to plant, exactly as she said, at their madrasas and their schools and their parks, because wherever they plant, a difference will be made. And that's how they join. It's as simple as that. It's not anything big. It's just every little child making a difference.
I love that idea of giving responsibility to people, because I think we often defer responsibility to other people. Like, oh, well, this is this organization doing it. But you guys are actually saying, no, but everybody should take that responsibility, look after their locality. And effectively, that just multiplies the effect of the work.
Leeyah was fortunate to meet Sheikh Hasim from the UK. He was here a few months ago, and he came to meet with Leeyah to chat about, and he spoke about the foundation that she's running. And he said, as Muslims, we've forgotten the emphasis of how much we owe to our environment. And as Muslims, what an obligation we have to our environment. And he spoke so much about it. And we actually said to him, we'd love to learn more from him. But what has been amazing is how many people in our community have been so willing to come forward to help Leeyah with advice on planting, or where to get the best trees, or how to find which tree works. And I think that's been amazing. Hey, Leeyah?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you perhaps share some advice or some experiences that you've learned as you've undertaken this journey?
Well, if you're going to plant a tree, you must just plant the tree that uses the less water. So like a peach tree or a lemon tree. It provides fruit and shade.
And do you have any advice to your fellow 10-year-olds or your fellow youth?
I think if you have an idea and you don't know if it's gonna work, I say go for it. Just see what leads from it.
Beautiful. And on that note, we will end. Shukran so much for graciously hosting us at Student You too, Zahira. And we really wish you all the best, and may your message reach far and wide.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Thank you so much for having Leeyah on. We're very appreciative of it. It's past her bedtime, but she was very excited to stay up for this.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.